Hi, Kevin. Doug here. I need some advice on fingering. Um, Over the past few years, I've learned how to play the left hand two or three different ways. And during my efforts to traverse all the keys with songs, I run into another problem and I go, maybe it's time to find another way. Okay, so I'm going to spin you around so I can show you what I'm doing, what my issues are, and what my thoughts are. And if you can come up with an opinion, that would be great. There we go. So, back, I don't know, a year or so ago, I learned how to play the Rose, which is written in C, but I decided I'd learn it in E, which was kind of fun. It was sort of my first attempt at different keys. It's basically a 16-bar sequence and 1-5, then a 4-5 bar, 1 that repeats a couple of times. The middle bit's 3, 6, 4, 5, and then we have that initial phrase repeated. So I managed to play it in E, and then I worked my way back around and got to B flat, and I couldn't make it work. I go, this isn't getting better, this is getting worse. So I spent all afternoon trying to figure out why. And so what I've come up with is that, let me show you, let me back way up. Okay, so on my keyboard, so if middle C is what here, I can play in kind of this range comfortably. And the other hand has to be, if that's middle C, it's got to be at least up here because the wrists don't work well. Okay, that's fine. That's what we have to work with. The left hand has a problem in that it does not bend very well and it doesn't flatten out. And because it doesn't flatten, as I traverse the keyboard, it actually gets flatter. And as I come in, it wants to get vertical. This is a bit awkward. So the adaptations that I have come up with, if I was to play a C, I might play it this way. So can you see? So I got my pinky on C and my next finger on E and then G. Cool. And I can go all the way up the keyboard in that format. So when learning in the key of C, this works really well. Okay. Doesn't work so well in other keys. In this particular one, I've got B flat, and then I want to go to a C inversion, and you can see how my fingers automatically went to that other version of chord. Even using this fingering gives me a strain on the back of my wrist, so I like this one. It works. But that transition is really awkward. And then I go, where do we go from here? 4 chord. Okay, can't talk and play piano, but we're going to try this again. So I've got the 1 chord, and this sort of fingering works quite well. My habit is to go to the 5 chord, which would be F, in this cute curly Q kind of thing. My 4 chord is going to be an inversion of E flat, and that works well. But then, of course, I'm flopping back to this funky fingering before going to a nice 1 chord. Okay, in that middle sequence, I go up to the D flat, or D minor, which is the 3, and then G minor, which kind of works, and where are we? The 4 chord, which again is, now this is E flat in root position, and back. Where are we going? No, and straight to the 5 chord, which then goes to this, right? So that was that, where is it? G minor, and again to this funky curl thing. Okay, that's where I am. Where I think, so back up a second. I don't ever expect not to have to use different fingerings depending upon where I am on the keyboard. That's kind of a given as far as my hand is concerned. And so that's fine. That's just my one little challenge here. Okay. I think what I need to do is go from my B chord here. And for example, I can't use that finger because it gets in and will do two of them at the same time. That's an exaggeration, but it happens. So I use my thumb, index, and fourth finger here. And I think what I need to teach myself is to stay high on the keyboard and play my inversion, my F chord up here, so that I can go over here and make it that way. Then I should teach myself to do the D minor, I think, in this sort of a shape, where it's actually standard fingering. Hey, who knew? And then my G minor would come up here, back. No, this one doesn't go back. Okay, G minor to my F chord. So again, staying up high and keeping the fingers long. So that's what I'm thinking. It gets a little weird depending upon where I traverse, because the fingers, for example, if I'm hitting that note here, I'd have to use my fourth finger. If I want to hit this one over here, because of the way the fingers bend, I'd have to use my middle finger, or even that one. So things are going to change, but I think using longer fingers and reteaching myself to go deeper on the keyboard makes sense, but what do I know? Anyway, if you have an opinion, I'd appreciate it. Nice chatting. Bye.